Hello dear SAP friends and SAP colleagues, welcome to the fourth part of the SAP story. I'm really pleased now to have the opportunity to make this fourth part now. The reason why it has passed some time since I've made the third part is because I wasn't really sure whether you like these videos, but because of the fact that I've received some questions with regards to whether I'm going to record the fourth part. Now we are here and I'm going to record it and talk about the period from 2000 to 2001 to 2010, which is actually a pretty significant period because maybe some of you know this period is actually preceding the dot-com bubble, and which actually means that SAP has had to understand the opportunities and to understand the difficulties as well in this period, from this period. And as you see from the story of SAP in this period, basically, and from the facts which I'm going to present to you, SAP has coped, has succeeded in making it pretty well. And let's now jump into the presentation and see what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so now you're having the opportunity to watch the presentation which I made for this video. And basically, as I've already said, in this video we will talk about the period from 2001 to 2010. This is part 4 of the series, and basically there will be one more part which will be for the period from 2011 till nowadays. But this would be the next part, and I promise I'll make it briefly after this video, maybe in the next week, let's say. And in this video, I would like to talk about real-time and about the e-business era, which is actually a pretty significant period for all the big companies, because I would like to say that actually the companies which succeeded in this period and which were established before this period and succeeded through this period, they are the most successful companies nowadays. And this is actually a hypothesis, if you wish, but I am sure that it's true. However, let's now jump into the first slide. Okay, so now we are on to the first slide from this presentation, and basically, as you can see, it is here on this slide we'll be talking about the year 2001. And then let's start with some very interesting facts which are important for this year. First of all, SAP adds enterprise portals to its solution portfolio by acquiring the Top Tier, Israel's market leader in this domain. Top Tier's founder Shai Agassi, this is the person who we are seeing on the picture here on the slide, he takes over the management of this business segment. Well, basically this is something very strategic here which has happened in the year 2001 and which will be playing very important role from this year forward. However, let's continue with the second fact, which is basically that SAP develops MySAP.com into a comprehensive technology for business applications, creating the architecture it needs to help companies integrate a wide variety of IT segments. And this is something quite important as well. Then we have, as the dot-com bubble bursts, the IT market feels the impact of dwindling investment, but customer confidence in SAP solutions remains strong, and SAP grows its revenue once again by 70% in this year. As you can see, even though these were very hard times, and SAP has actually embarked on some very complex merge, if you wish, and takeovers of other companies, they have succeeded to increase their revenue by 70%. And let's now continue with the next slide, which is about the year 2002, and see actually that SAP is getting better and better at what the SAP is doing. And 30 years after its foundation, SAP's portfolio is still growing, and so its workforce, which now numbers around 29,000. Approximately 1,300 employees move into a striking new star-shaped office building at company headquarters in Waldorf. Basically, you can see on the picture in the bottom of the slide now how the building is looking, and I think it is something significant to build a thing like this for your company. However, in the year 2002, with 29,000 employees, this company is very, very big already. and this is something normal to build such a building. The executive board welcomes 2 new members, Shai Agassi, as we've seen on the previous slide, and as the head of new technologies, and Leo Apotheker as head of global sales. Leo Apotheker will play actually a very significant role in the next years, and you'll see this in a moment. Despite continued economic uncertainty around the globe, the long-term effects of the terrorist attacks in the United States, and a wave of corporate accounting scandals at the beginning of the year, SAP sets a new record. Its final quarter earnings are the highest in its 30-year history, which is something to be paid attention to here. In 2003, at CeBIT, SAP announced the availability of MySAP ERP as part of the MySAP Business Suite. MySAP ERP is the company's most comprehensive, flexible and extensible ERP offering to date. Basically, this means that this was the year when where SAP has created the enterprise resource planning system as we know it nowadays, in a product, so to say, which we know nowadays. SAP renames its flagship suite from MySAP.com to MySAP Business Suite, and Business Suite is actually a term which we are using nowadays as well, and it is very important. The Hasso Plattner steps down from the executive board and is elected chairman of the supervisory board. He is the last of SAP's co-founders to leave the management team, though he still receives the company in an advisory role. Passionate sailor, Plattner receives a unique farewell gift, a sail signed by all of SAP's employees that they hope will keep him on course for a successful future. I'm not really sure whether really all of the employees have signed it, but it's what actually I found on the internet, and it should be true, I hope. What began in the new economy as MySAP.com and evolved into MySAP technology reaches a new pinnacle in SAP NetWeaver. SAP NetWeaver is the platform, so to say, on which everything is based nowadays and still exists. This technology enables SAP to offer fast, open and flexible business applications that support end-to-end business processes on SAP and non-SAP systems. Basically, the NetWeaver is a platform which is capable of connecting with different systems, which can be non-SAP systems as well. Very significant thing. Basically, here I think they started talking about the interfaces, which we know nowadays and was really, really important. SAP Labs China opens as well in this year, becoming the 9th SAP Research and Development Center outside Waldorf. It joins a network of research facilities in Bulgaria, Canada, France, India, Israel, Japan and the United States, helping SAP convert IT expertise into business applications for its customers. The company now employs around 30,000 employees, some 70,000 of whom work outside of Germany. This is something very important for the company, because the company is, as I've been talking previously, in the previous parts of this series, Germany, the SAP is actually based in Germany, but it's very keen on the international side of the things, and basically they are working with many international companies, and even nowadays, English is the language with which SAP is working, even in Germany, because I know some people who are working there, and I know this. In 2004, SAP plans its future around the concept of Enterprise Service-Oriented Architecture, or SOA, the IT people call it. Raising the bar yet again, CEO Hanin Kagama, pictured down on the slide, announces SAP's intention to make all its business applications service-based in the medium term and thus provide maximum flexibility for customers. However, this is in 2004. This was very, very good to have and nice to have, but nowadays there are some technologies which are even better. And on this year as well, SAP released the first version of SAP NetWeaver. The market's response to this new integration and application platform is overwhelming. By year's end, well over 1,000 customers have already bought the product, and many more will follow. Meanwhile, more than 24,000 customers are running 84,000 SAP software installations in over 120 countries. With customers here, we mean the companies which are using SAP. SAP announces its intention to acquire the remaining shares of its consulting subsidiary, SAP SI, and to merge the company with its own consulting unit. Quite strategic thing here, and this move strengthens SAP's global portfolio of strategic IT consulting and integration services, making SAP the go-to provider for many customers, especially those in Germany, Switzerland, and the United States. Well, I'm not going to discuss on this point because this is something which is a decision to be made once, so to say. I mean, to change the structure of the company in this manner, and to decide to acquire the remaining shares of its consulting subsidiary and to merge the company with its own consulting unit. I mean, this is something which is basically it sounds pretty normal, but it's, I think, really hard to decide on. However, this is not really the matter now. In resurgent IT market and under Kagermann's leadership, SAP continues to report quarterly revenue growth and expand its market share, staying ahead of its competitors. Business Week names Kagermann one of Europe's 25 best business managers, praising his customer-oriented corporate philosophy. Basically, this guy was, I think, crazy. I mean, crazy good. He did so good things to SAP in this period. In 2005, license revenues increased 18%, and growth is especially strong in the Americas region. SAP's more than 35,800 employees around the world generate total revenue of 8.5 billion. SAP opens a new research and development center in the Hungarian capital of Budapest. The team of around 50 developers at SAP Labs Hungary become part of SAP's global network of research locations, home to some of the world's brightest IT minds. Well, this is actually, I think this is true even nowadays as well. The SAP has teams in different countries, and the people who are working there, they're really, really good. A study conducted for business magazine Capital names SAP's Germany's best employer in the category for companies with 5,000 employees or more, receiving the award from Wolfgang Clement, Germany's Federal Minister of Economics and Technology. SAP Executive Board member Klaus Heinrich says, "I accept this award with pride and gratitude on behalf of the more than 32,000 people who work at SAP. For us as a company, it will serve first and foremost as a motivation for the future. After all, SAP's success will continue to depend on the skills, drive and dedication of our current and future employees." And actually, I would like to point out at this point, guys, that these are the people who are working directly for SAP. However, me, for instance, I'm working for a company which is a client for SAP. And basically, we are like, I don't know, a team of 40 which are working in a company which is client for SAP. And I mean, the number of people who are working actually with SAP is a little bit more. I mean, nowadays, I think we're talking about, as far as I'm concerned, about half a million, but I'm not really sure about this. I'm not really precise about this number. And however, let's now continue with the next point. In 2005, while its competitors are busy with major takeovers, SAP focuses on organic growth. However, it does acquire retail providers Triversity and Chemetrix, whose solutions complements its portfolio. Sorry that the word is hidden here, but I made a mistake, a small mistake with the presentation. 2006. SAP continues on the right path. SAP All-in-One and SAP Business One boost SAP's share of the mid-market. With 10,000 customers deploying SAP Business One, the company generates around 30% of its 3.1 billion total software license revenue from companies with fewer than 2,500 employees. Still nowadays, SAP Business One is the solution for small and medium companies, medium-sized companies, and it is actually very good too, but it's for companies who are, I would say, profitable as far as I'm concerned, because SAP are known or famous, so to say, that they are a little bit pricier than other products, than other ERP systems, and this is something I think very important. SAP and Microsoft presents Duet, the first product to be jointly in the same year, 2006, to be jointly developed, supported, marketed and sold by the two companies. Duet enables users to quickly and easily connect Microsoft Office applications with SAP-based business processes. The partner sold 200,000 licenses in the first 3 months. At the first Sapphire event of the year in Orlando, Florida, SAP announces the general release of its flagship application, SAP ERP. ERP is the cornerstone of SAP's industry solutions and the springboard to the enterprise SOA, or service-oriented architecture, says SAP Executive Board member Leo Apotheker. He's already executive board member. This is something to be paid attention to. And SAP, and in the same year, SAP once again wins numerous employer accolades. SAP Austria, SAP in Germany, SAP Chile, SAP Andina o del Caribe, SAP Mexico, and SAP Southern Latin America region are all recognized as a great place to work by the eponymous organization. SAP Labs India receives a recruiting and staffing best-in-class award from the Indian Institute of Management Studies and Research for its innovative workforce planning and management methods. Well, I think SAP has paid attention to everything that should be paid attention to. SAP is, for those who are still don't really get what SAP is doing, but well, SAP is the core of many companies, small, medium, and big enterprises, and SAP is doing it good, as you can see. 2007, another very successful year, but let's start with some facts. At a special event in New York City, SAP unveils SAP Business by Design. This is a very nice product to have, to know and to have. A product tailored to the needs of small and mid-sized enterprise and SAP's first on-demand solution. Which basically means that you can install SAP on demand, means that you can install SAP on demand, I mean on premise. Sorry, not on-premise, but you can install SAP not on-premise. I mean, you can install it somewhere else on other machines, if you wish, on other data centers. SAP CEO Henning Kagermann describes this new offering as a bold move to create an all-new solutions for a largely untapped market. And nowadays we have the cloud things which are actually building on this. If acquiring a company will enhance its product portfolio, SAP is prepared to make the investment required. In addition to Pilot Software, a Californian-based provider of strategy management software, it buys User, OutlookSoft, Wecom, and Maxwell. SAP also announced its intention to purchase Business Objects, a French company specializing in business intelligence applications. Well, with the business intelligence in 2007 was again a strategic move from people who are very good visionaries, if you wish, because you require, I think, in 2007, the people weren't really talking about business intelligence. I mean, there was the term, but it's nothing like what is it today, and the SAP have known this. I mean, they were aware of the trends, if you wish. With Chai Agassi's departure from the executive board, Leo Apotheker is named deputy CEO. As I've said, Leo Apotheker is actually playing a huge role in the company. SAP sets up an executive council comprising corporate officers who share responsibilities for market and product strategies and report to the executive board. In its 35th year, SAP is named Germany's best employer for the 3rd time in the annual Great Place to Work Awards. It also receives a special prize for its extensive health management program. SAP Labs India is ranked the country's 8th best employer. 2008, SAP's supervisory board names Leo Apotheker, left on the picture, co-CEO, alongside Henning Kagermann, right. Peter Zenschke resigns from the executive board, which then welcomes Ernie Gunst, Bill McDermott, John Schwartz, and Jim Hagemann Snabe as new members. Their international backgrounds will prove invaluable to SAP's executive management team. SAP completes its acquisition of Business Objects, making it a market leader in business software, enterprise performance management, and business intelligence. For the 4th time, the Great Place to Work initiative named SAP's Germany best employer in the category of enterprise with more than 5,000 employees. SAP also receives numerous awards in other countries, including Bulgaria, China, Denmark, India, Japan, and Mexico. Demonstrating its commitment to more socially responsible business practices, SAP publishes its first sustainability report. As the leader in its market, SAP is uniquely placed to provide information technology that helps companies and organizations manage their economic, social, and environmental impact. And this is actually the thing about SAP. They are not only providing ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, but they're also providing systems which are help, or information technologies, if you wish, IT, which helps companies and organizations manage their economic, which is actually, so say, money part, social, people and relations among the people, and environment impact. Well, the SAP is a beautiful product which is done with the companies together, and this is the reason why it is so. In 2009, SAP demonstrates its commitment to corporate social responsibility by supporting Planet Finance, an international non-profit organization that funds microfinance institutions, MFIs. SAP and Planet Finance aim to optimize the microfinance sector through a combination of funding, new technologies, and socially sustainable value chains in advance of the 15th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Copenhagen. SAP also pledged to support the UN's Copenhagen initiative. SAP employees continue to volunteer their time in support of social projects all over the world. Following the global financial crisis in 2008, businesses around the world are struggling. In response to the situation, SAP makes staff cuts and initiates other cost-saving measures. By the year's end, SAP still employs some 48,500 people. Meanwhile, the company supports its customers with special programs designed to help them emerge from the crisis stronger than before. Despite challenging circumstances, these initiatives enable SAP to improve its operating margin. At a launch event in New York City, SAP unveils SAP Business Suite 7, a software suite designed to help businesses optimize their performance and reduce IT costs. A condensed ramp-up phase enables the first customers to go live in March. In early May, SAP's next generation software suite is released to customers worldwide. After 27 years at the company, including 80 years on the executive board, Henning Kagermann bids farewell to SAP. Leo Opodeka becomes the company's sole CEO in 2009. In 2010, the last year from this period, the supervisory board names Bill McDermott, right on the picture down there, and Jim Hagemann Snape on the left side, co-CEO of the company. Chief Technology Officer Vishal Sikka joins the executive board, and soon after that, Angelika Dammermann becomes the first woman to serve on it as the member responsible for the global human resources and labor relations. To bring its business applications to mobile users, SAP announced plans to acquire Sybase for $5.8 billion US. California-based Sybase is the largest business software and service provider specializing in information management and mobile data service. More than 50,000 customers and prospects attend SAP Sapphire Now event, either live or online, a new record, as well as getting the lowdown on SAP's product strategy. They learn about a raft of innovations. Chief among them is in-memory technology, which ushers in new era of real-time processing in business applications. I'm able to talk a little bit more about the in-memory computing because I've written my master thesis on this topic, and I've been analyzing it quite a lot, and it's actually really the huge thing. I mean, to have in-memory for your data, for the work with your data, if you wish. But let's now continue with the last point, and I'll say a few words about in-memory at the end. The co-CEO strategy of investing in new technologies, in-memory, mobile, and cloud computing pays off. SAP ends the year with the highest final quarter revenues in its history. So guys, thank you for your attention. If you liked the video, you can please hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and write a comment if you really like it. So guys, as you have seen, SAP has had another very successful period. We started from the beginning in 1972, and now we reached 2010, and you can see that SAP is taking care of so much. They are taking care of the customers, they are taking care of their products, they are taking care of sustainability topics, they are taking care of the buildings and health systems, and actually they're making this internationally. This is what it means to have international business and to make it good. And I think SAP knows how to do this, and they knows. I mean, they knew and they know nowadays, because they are still very significant player. With regards to in-memory computing, I think I said a few times that I will make a very deep video. In different videos I've said this. I've made a video on the topic, on in-memory computing, because in-memory computing in 2010 was actually something which some companies have already analyzed and have already tried to implement in different structures, if you wish. But SAP, nowadays, the newest SAP system requires in-memory computing databases. I mean, it is prerequisite to be able to install the newest system, and the reason for this is that the in-memory computing is actually basically means that your data is in the RAM, in the random access memory, and this leads to the fact that the speed with which data is calculated, if you wish, or if it is the speed with which the data is worked through is tremendous. I mean, it's very high, and this is basically the I think which SAP has seen, so to say, years before this to be trend. You know, I mean, like 14 years ago they saw this trend. I am sure they saw it maybe even earlier, but in 2010 they decided to embark and invest more into this topic. And actually, this is maybe what it is to be a very good player and good international player. It basically means that you are able to foresee different trends and invest money in them, even though they maybe are risky. And SAP has done almost all the right steps towards the success. And in the next period, which I will be discussing in the next video, we'll see how they are positioned, how they were positioned in the year 2011, and now we'll go through the years till we reach nowadays, till we reach now, and we'll see how SAP is actually coping with the international environment nowadays as well. Thank you for your attention. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and once again you can smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos like this, in which you'll learn many interesting facts, not only about the story of SAP, but also about for those who are interested in this part, also about the tech part of SAP, for instance the ABAP language, or how you can customize systems. Things like this were discussed in the previous videos, which you can find on my channel, but they will also be discussed in the next videos, and many more topics like this. Hope you've enjoyed, guys. All the best, stay tuned and stay healthy. Goodbye.